The Agenda 2030, which all of these countries had signed up to, was a collaborative effort to scrap the sale of petrol and diesel cars by 2030, now looking very unrealistic. And that is surely good news.
It's good news, but it's a very small amount of good news. Going back for just 5 years isn't really going to make a great deal of difference. Car companies, car manufacturers are in pretty dire straits across Europe. We've seen Fiat in trouble. We've seen Volkswagen in trouble. Almost every motor manufacturer is in trouble because they've gone down the EV route and it hasn't worked. Now, saying they can hold on for another 5 years, keep selling petrol and diesel cars for 5 more years isn't going to solve the problem. In the UK, we still have this thing of the zero emission mandate where car companies are going to be fined for selling too many petrol and diesel cars, and with the money going to the EV manufacturers. This is it. We are looking at a disaster for motor manufacturing coming so soon after the disasters for the steel industry and with the closure of the Grangemouth oil refinery. We've already lost most of our aluminium smelters. The story goes on and on and on. And, I don't think Labour have grasped just how bad things are going to get.
If we had one of our friends of the show here from, let's say, Just Stop Oil, they would be saying to us, Andrew, do you not understand, you lunatics, that we are in a climate emergency, that we can't give it another 5 years, that we don't have this time to delay? What would you say to that?
I would say that is complete nonsense. If you look at the official science about the climate from the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, they say they haven't yet detected any changes in most weather and climate phenomena. There's almost nothing that we should be frightened of at the moment. There are scary predictions, but there's nothing at the moment. So the other thing to say, though, is that nobody has really done a proper cost-benefit analysis of all these net zero policies. Certainly the government has only some really very dodgy figures from the Climate Change Committee. It does look as if the costs of net zero far outweigh the benefits. So we're actually making things worse than if we did nothing and just let climate change take its course.
Why do you think they have announced this? Actually, because it came from nowhere. And we know Ed Miliband, I should say, the climate change secretary, he's almost an eco-fanatic. He's rushing ahead with plans for more onshore wind turbines, cancelling all those North Sea oil licences. So why do you think they have done this?
Yeah, when I saw the story, the first thing that struck me was that this is only rumours. This to me reads like a story that has been put out there to distract from Ed Miliband's many other problems. So, we have things like the Grangemouth oil refinery closing. We have obviously the winter fuel cancellation has been a political disaster for the Labour Party. This seems to me as if it is an attempt to distract attention. I would actually not be surprised at all if this didn't actually come to pass once the winter fuel allowance story has faded into memory. I think it may disappear.
That's a very cynical point of view.
I'm a cynical person.
It's shocking, but it'd be pretty shocking if they fly this kite to distract from their other problems, and particularly to hear Ed Miliband bemoaning the closure of the Grangemouth oil refinery when it's his decision to shut down all those licences in the North Sea, which means investment's going to drain away from that industry.
Absolutely. I mean, we can point the finger at Ed Miliband, but of course, the Conservatives have been going down this same road for many years, and they bicker about the timescale, whether it's 2030 or 2035. But at the end of the day, they both are heading down the road to net zero, regardless of the costs, and that is why we're in the mess we're in.
OK, all right, great to see you, Andrew Montford there.